How many of us know that 2 out of every 3 new businesses fail? 2 out of every 3, that's 65%. That's a whooping 65% of new endeavors fail. And I'm going to, for this discussion, I'm going to extend that from just new businesses to also talk about even projects in our offices, even our personal tasks in our homes, our personal initiatives and activities that we do. Out of everything we set out to do, we start great with the ideas. The ideas come first, and that's always the big thing. That's what we always focus on. But then, to enable us get success, so that we don't have 2 out of every 3 failing, there's something we need to balance it with, which is execution. Right? So we've got innovation on the one hand, which is what everyone loves. You get tons of that. Everyone has ideas. They say the graveyard is the richest place because tons of people go there with unfulfilled ideas and potentials. Right? And while we're still alive here, I want to believe that we want to be able to achieve and execute some of those things and achieve success. Right? If you look at everyone in this room, look to your left, look to your right. Thank you for doing that, madam. She did it so vigorously, left and right. Yeah? But if you look to your right, if you use those statistics I just talked about in terms of success, what we're saying in essence is that if everyone in this room started an activity or an initiative of a business, the person, if you were to succeed, that means the person you just looked at on your left, on your right, must have failed, most likely, because they did not execute their ideas well. So how do you execute better? So I'll use a few examples from my own life and career. There are 4 steps that I've seen. There are probably more than that, and some people that are smarter than me will probably come up with 10 or 20 different ones. But for me, these are 4 that I've found that have worked very well in enabling me achieve success in whatever I'm doing by balancing innovation, that is my ideas, with execution, which is the implementation to get it across the line. Right? So the first thing out of those 4 is you need to define the game you're in. You need to define the game. Essentially, it's about specify your target. What's your goal? What are you trying to achieve? What is important to you? Because really, you can if you don't have a specific success line or definition of success, whatever you do could actually be successful. If your goal is to come in here and sit on a chair, and that's it, and you leave here and you don't leave with anything from all these great speakers that have spoken and that will still speak, then you've actually achieved success just by sitting in a chair. But if your goal, if your desire is that you want to take something that will make you successful, that you can apply to your work, to your life, to your endeavors to be better, because we all want to be better, then success goal is different. So you need to define it. That's the first thing. The second thing that I've learned is you actually need to also, you need to be deliberate about, you need to be deliberate about it. What do I mean by being deliberate? Being deliberate means you need to understand what you know and what you don't know. You need to understand where you are and where you want to get to and understand the gap that you need to bridge. So if you want to be a footballer, for example, and you know you're left-footed, and your goal is to play for Barcelona, Real Madrid, or whichever team, or the Flying Eagles, or the Green Eagles, for those who have those ambitions, then if they need a right-footed player, and you are left-footed, then you know your goal, and you know you want to play by force, or by hook, or by crook, then you know you need to go develop your left foot so that you can qualify to play. Right? So that's what we mean by being deliberate. Being deliberate means understand your limitations, understand your gap, and that will help you determine how to get there. Think of someone who plays table tennis. You can be very good with your forehand, but your backhand might be weak. Someone like me, I used to play table tennis when I was much younger, and my backhand was very poor. So what did I do? I used to play with my brother, my dad, my friends, and I would play very well with the forehand, but then they would beat me every single time because each time they would serve to my backhand, I would lose it. So I started playing just with my backhand only. And for the first couple of games, I would lose by 21-1, 21-0, because I just insisted on playing only with my backhand. But guess what? Over time, 21-0 became 21-2, and then 21-5, and then 21-10. And before you knew it, I was now having a more competitive game, so that by the time I started playing with both my backhand and my forehand, I was a much better person, and I was beginning to win more games. I was beginning to get more successful. Right? The third thing I've also learned about balancing innovation and execution for success is, don't think you're alone in this. Don't think you're an island. Leverage partnerships. Leverage other resources. Seek out complementary partnerships. Think of it like the plug and the socket. Right? So if you're extremely good at something in an area with an attribute, maybe on the innovation side, so you have so many great ideas, but you're not very good at executing and the detail of driving those initiatives, look for people that are very strong on the execution side. They're very detail-oriented, partner together, and then together bring those ideas to the market for success. It's okay. It's okay for them to call it Tony and Jide's invention. It doesn't just have to be Jide's invention. It's better to have Tony and Jide's invention that is successful around the world than to have Jide's invention that is not even successful in Ikeja. Am I making sense? Yeah. That's the third thing. The final thing is we need to keep score. That's something we sometimes forget to do in our journey of life, in our careers, in our endeavors. We forget to keep score. What does keeping score mean? Keeping score means you keep track of where you are relative to the goal you set for yourself in life. That's what it means. And that means doing that, not just thinking it in your head. I would recommend, based on experience, write it and track it. Because what it does when you actually articulate things and write them out is that it triggers both sides of your brain, both sides of your system. We always hear all the time, left brain, right? Ideas, doers. When you write things out, it helps to trigger both sides. It triggers your innovation side, which when it sees the gap you have between your goal and where you are currently, your mind begins to generate new ideas. The fixer side of your mind, the innovative side of your mind, automatically starts to think of many different ideas to bridge that gap and get you to success. And at the same time, in the background, your process-driven side of your mind, which is the execution side, also is beginning to think, okay, so I need to do step A, I may need to talk to person B, I may need to do this, I may need to do that, I may need to do that. And so that helps you in getting more success and getting these things done. So those are the four things. I'll just repeat them one more time. So the first one is define the game that you're in so that you know what success looks like. The second thing is you need to be deliberate. Learn, improve yourself, improve your weaker areas till you get better at it. The third thing is seek out partnerships. Plug in. And then the fourth and final thing is always keep score. Track your progress. And I trust that, I'll put it to you that as you utilize some of these things and also maybe learn other things to complement this, that your ideas, your business ventures, your personal endeavors will definitely be much more successful. Thank you.